everybody? It is Monday, March 28, 2022. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We like to call it the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting. And it's not even – oh, sorry. I thought Will Smith walked in for a second. Sorry about that. The best value in all sports betting. And it's not even close. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened on the brand yesterday. Pretty good day at the brand. If you're a SportsLine member, you cash Celtics. You cash the United States men's national team. They scored 5. That was an easy sweat over 1.5. And, of course, our man dial-up AB coming through with the AB3 plus 268. And that wasn't even a sweat as the Pelicans won huge. And the other two were plays we had on the show. My goodness. So it's a Monday. That means sometimes it's easy to let things slide through the cracks. Not here at the Early Edge. Let's bring in the stars of the show. And look who I've got today. When I look at this group, I'm thinking women's hoops. I'm thinking college hoops. I'm thinking baseball. Damn. Let's first start off with our main man, former Major League Baseball executive, but he's on our team now, Johnny B. Johnny Bollman. Good morning, sir.
What's up, Coach? Good morning. Good to be here. I'm excited. MLB starting soon, so we're about to get into it.
I can feel it. It's like just coming out of your pores, the excitement level. All right. Now, when I mentioned college hoops, he's just been cashing tickets. Last night, full disclosure, I went to a movie. Didn't even worry about Stanford. I knew it was going to cash. Calvin Wetzel, you came through again, big boy.
It was definitely a lot more, sweaty than the one the day before with UConn. I had to take a shower afterwards. It's so sweaty. But free throws, they always come through at the end with free throws. That's why I love betting on those small favorites who hit their free throws at the end of games. And for those of you who get that hangover, I know a lot of people get that Monday hangover, tournament time with the men's hoops, the weekend being over. There's still 2 more tournament hoops games tonight, 2 women's games, doubleheader, ESPN, 7 and 9 o'clock Eastern. So still 1 more day of tournament hoops before we get to the Final Four next weekend.
They've got it all to themselves. What a sell by Calvin. You're damn right, the women tonight. Now, they're sharing the night, but they are the marquee attraction. We'll get back to Calvin in a second. Now, you can never discount smaller tournaments. You can never discount where there's going to be value and maybe somebody's not paying attention, and that's why we bring this man on the show all the time. We call him Zack Attack. You can call him Zack Cimini. Mr. Cimini, good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I don't know, but this morning I woke up and felt like playing some getting jiggy with it just to get the day going. Throughout it all with March Madness, all the upsets and everything, who do we have left? 2 ACC teams, a Big East team and a Big 12 team. It just seems like that's the pattern every single year. So I'm excited for the Final Four next week. But today, smaller conference again, the Basketball Classic, our Monday favorite.
Oh, the Basketball Classic that nobody knows about until you cash those tickets. By the way, speaking of the Final Four, we have our huge Final Four mega preview Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on our YouTube channel. Give us a follow. It's for free. Turn on the notifications. You'll never miss 1 second of our content. And for all of you crazies out there that are screaming for buckets and Martin W. Green, the international soccer break is over this weekend. We'll be back at it Saturday right here on the Early Edge. But we have added an MLS capper as well. So on the weekends, we will start having MLS picks also. We're grinding for you. Let's get into storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And I told you, today we're focused on the ladies. So Calvin Wetzel, start us off. The floor is yours.
So we have this was one that I think a lot of people circled on their bracket as soon as it came out. Obviously, both teams had to win the first 3 games to get here, and they did. NC State hasn't made the Final Four since the 90s, but they've made the Sweet 16 every year of their rotation. Is loaded with seniors and fifth years who have made the Final Four every year since Android phones came out. The streak is incredible. 13 straight, would have been 14 probably if not for COVID. So really 2 opposite sort of storylines going head to head. Should be a really close game. The line opened at 2.5 at UConn minus 2.5, and I liked it there. That was our article play. They had so many injuries throughout the season, and now they've been all healthy and clicking. So this one could go either way. That streak could end, or UConn could extend that streak tonight, but it's a huge game.
All right. We apologize for some of you out there. I think Calvin's connection is a little bit off this morning, but we got the gist of the storyline. He likes UConn at -2.5, and then be careful anything above that. Apologies, Calvin, your connection. It happens to all of us all the time. All right. Now, let's move on. Major League Baseball. It is getting closer and closer, but with March Madness, we haven't really focused on that. But that's where we got our man, Johnny B. Johnny, what do you got this morning?
Yeah, Coach, I'm excited. MLB starts a week from Thursday, and my MLB futures come out this week. You can find those on the SportsLine website. You go to the analysis tab, and you go to MLB, and you should see that as soon as it comes out. And my my futures last year on Early Edge, I picked the Braves at +1,000, so that was a pretty big hit. But I also wanted to give you all a couple data points from last year's SportsLine sims, the computer sims that SportsLine uses. We had the Braves at a 17% World Series percentage last year when they were at +1,000, which is just a 9.1 implied odds. We had an overall record of 15-13 on win totals, but we went 7-3 on under picks that were over 2.5 of win difference. And we had a massive value on the Rays to win the AL East at 44.5%. And their odds were just +400 at 20%. So those are some big winners from the database last season.
Love it. Educate and entertain. Sometimes when you dive deep, we don't want to do that. We don't understand. That's why you come here. You trust us, and we appreciate that trust. By the way, I make fun of Jay Smooth all the time for his lack of trash talking ability. We all know that, right? We all know that. Well, apparently he's working on it in the chat this morning, boys, because Jay Smooth said, who let Calvin use AB's internet? So even when he's trash talking, he gets on somebody's bad side. The man who helps run the show, AB, and he's going to take a shot at him. Ooh, AB, if you're watching right now, don't be scared to come on the show. Get a hold of Jeweler. I'd love to have you comment on that. Oh, there, Calvin's back again. All right, now, we got baseball. We talked college, women's college hoops, but there are so many little tournaments out there that maybe you don't know about. That's why we got our man, Zack Attack. Zack, you're up. What do you got?
Yeah, once again, we're going to talk about the Basketball Classic. There is the NIT as well, but these tournaments have done a great job spacing out in between the breaks of March Madness, the main tournament. So today there are a couple of Basketball Classic games, and it's hard to believe 1 week from now it's going to be over. We're going to talk about the final game in college basketball is over. So that's how quick this season was in college hoops. But today in the Basketball Classic, you have a rare conference matchup between Coastal Carolina and South Alabama. Very hard to see these type of matchups in tournament action. Takes a lot for it to happen. Larry mentioned how the Basketball Classic was supposed to have 32 teams, only ended up having 21. So this is how we had this matchup happen. But these are not neutral site games. This is played at South Alabama today. So the fans are probably going to be there to support their team. And you look at it, it's going to be on ESPN Plus. It's going to be a good time for the conference to get a little bit of notoriety because next year they are adding 3 teams in Marshall, Old Dominion, and Southern Miss. So this should be a good game. This spread has went down from 2.5 to 1.5, and I'm going to have a play on it here in a minute.
All right. Very, very good. I love that storyline. And while you were talking, apparently Jay Smooth is feeling himself, Zack. How disrespectful to be chatting in the chat while you're giving your storyline out. But this is Jay Smooth's show. We're just living in it. So just keep it going, Jay Smooth. Keep it going. My apologies, Zack, Calvin, John. My apologies. All right, let's get into our board for the day. And if you're not a SportsLine member, what in the world are you doing? I say it all the time. It's the best value in all sports betting. $10 a month. And all my cappers, all the simulations, all the numbers, you get it for one low price. You spend that this morning at Starbucks. So let's stop with that. Now, we're going right back to the Basketball Classic. We love Southern Utah getting 8 today against Fresno State. Why? The last 2 seasons are 43-15. They play a really hard out-of-conference schedule. The Maestro is on this play today, and Matty Severance is not. So for those 2 reasons, we're banging Southern Utah plus the 8. I'm always good for going against Matt Severance. Bring the smoke. I don't care. All right, now, where do I start with my cappers today? Where do I start? Well, I told you, we're focused on the ladies today. It's all about the women's tournament today for us. So let's try it one more time. I believe we've got the internet fixed. Calvin Wetzel, you're up first, sir.
Yeah, apologize. I don't know what's going on with the connection.
Uh-oh, it happens. Take him off, Jeweler. Take him off. That's all right. So I'll give out the play for him. He's going to go Louisville minus the 4.5. Now, the description for this play, as he was getting ready to tell you, is at SportsLine. Hit that analysis tab. You go down to the sport. Everything is right there. So we're taking Louisville minus the 4.5 for Calvin on the show today. All right, now, Johnny B, you know how much respect I have for you. You know how much I value you on this show. But I don't yet feel like I can put you in the maestro spot. So you're up next. What do you got?
It's understandable, Coach. Hopefully I can work towards that someday. That's a goal.
Okay.
But I do love Caps money line plus 115 at home against the Canes today. The Caps have won their last 2 games and 6 of their last 8 games, while the Canes have lost 5 of their last 7 games. That included a game at Carolina that Washington won 4-3. The Caps are actually 3-0 against the Canes this season, and they've won the last 5 straight regular season games. The Caps haven't lost the season series since 2014, and they've been playing much better as of late. Vitek Vanacek should be in goal. It's a little early to know, but he should be in goal, and he has won 7 of his last 9 starts. So I love the value in the home dog here.
I absolutely love the value in the home dog. I also hate it when I make mistakes, and I just made a mistake. Matty Severance was not on that game we talked about. He's on South Alabama. Thank you to somebody in the chat for telling me. Larry's on both games today in the Basketball Classic, and I had the wrong one. My apologies. It happens. All right, but I still would like to bet against Matty Severance. That doesn't change. All right. Thank you, Johnny B. Rocking the smile today. I love seeing people have a good time. Now, you know, when we get to this type of the show, this part of the show, it's very, very important to me. And whoever goes in the maestro spot has to bring it. And our man has just been plugging along all season, being a savage in college hoops. Let's get one more week out of him. Zack Attack, you're up.
Yeah, the Basketball Classic, South Alabama versus Coastal Carolina matchup I just mentioned. We're going to take South Alabama. And surprisingly, this line has come down from 2.5 last night to 1.5 currently. Not sure why there, but I'm glad I did not place that bet last night. Held off a little bit. I will right after this show. But the Basketball Classic, we know the issues that it's had. And this is going to be a good matchup for it. There have been some blowouts this past week in the tournament action. But I look at South Alabama and Coastal Carolina. There is intel here. You're supposed to play 2 conference matchups. They only played 1. And that's because one of the matchups was canceled. You look back at the one matchup, South Alabama won 71-68. I actually had Coastal Carolina on the site. I was a little mad about the result. They had a lead late, I think a 4-point lead. Let South Alabama back in the game. And of course, the final 20 seconds, right at the buzzer, South Alabama hit a 3-point shot. I think this line has come down a little bit just based on the tournament action so far. Coastal Carolina's looked great. They had a 24-point win over UMBC, just absolutely blew out Florida Gulf Coast in the second half last week. In South Alabama, they've had a couple of close wins, very peculiar close wins against below 500 teams, including USC Upstate. So I look at South Alabama. I think they can pull through in this. They know Coastal Carolina very well. And the key for me here is how well they played at home this year. 14-2 overall. So we'll take South Alabama on the small number. You may want to just play this on the money line for a safer bet instead of the -1.5. But for the show purposes, we'll go with the current number, -1.5.
And guess what, Zack Attack? South Alabama is an A play on the money line at SportsLine. We'll take that A play -125 on top of your -1.5 to back you up. Now, starting to get a little steamed up over here because I'm reading in the chat. Oh, Molly says it doesn't take away from any of the cappers. We're all here for each of you individually. And when Jay Smooth isn't on, it's nice to have him still present. Oh, is it, Molly? Oh, is it, Molly? And then our man John says, chat away, Jay Smooth. That's what it's here for. Just tell Coach you're still alive in the bracket. Yeah, that'll do good for Jay Smooth. Anything else? Anything? How do you guys feel about Jay Smooth? Maybe we should just bring him on the show right now. You guys want to do that, Johnny? You want to do that?
Hey, if you want to.
See, now you understand how the show works. All right, we're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the jeweler, and it looks absolutely glorious on this Monday. Don't forget, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern, our Final Four mega preview. Maestro, J Smooth, and M Squared, and then soccer back this weekend. Everything right here on our YouTube channel. Johnny B, Capitals money line plus 115. Love that play. Then Calvin Wetzel, Louisville minus 4.5. Also, like UConn a little bit at minus 2.5, depending on where you get that number. I know somebody in the chat asked where you can bet on women's games. We talked about it yesterday. Almost every big, almost every big book has the women's lines now. So pretty much every one that you can find has them, except for apparently Bovada, which is the one you play with. All right, Zack Attack. We're on South Alabama minus 1.5. Then Southern Utah from SportsLine plus the 8. And then the gym today. Not as juicy, but we still like it. Straight money line. UConn women, Louisville women, give us back at plus 126, and we love that. All right, just because it's the Monday doesn't mean we can't have fun. All right, wheels up for me this afternoon. I'll be live from Florida all this week, PGA Tour Live. Check us out at the Valero Texas Open, the last event on the PGA Tour. We'll have picks here on the show before the first major of the year, the Masters. And there's been rumors that one Tiger Woods has been walking down in Florida on the golf course with his caddy in tow. Could we see Tiger at the Masters? Well, you'll find out right here on the show. So there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. Jay Smooth, if you'd like to come on and do this part too, feel free. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For our entire crew, love them all. Jay Smooth, Johnny B, Zack Attack, Calvin Wetzel, doing work with the ladies. I am the coach. Don't forget about the jeweler, our executive producer, who puts it all together here at the brand. We like to have fun, but we also like to cash those tickets. Tell all your friends right here. This is where you need to be 7 days a week, 365. We like to call it the early edge. Good luck.